Hello everyone. Today I'm going to go over how to use the Counting Us app for the 2019 pit count. Before I get started, I do want to go over a couple things. For those of you who will be conducting the surveys via mobile app, you will need to download it using either Google Play or the App Store. And just so you know, the only time you will actually need the internet is when you are downloading the app or submitting your saved surveys. So you will be able to conduct these surveys without actually being online or using any of your data on the day of the count. And for those of you all who will be using your computer and need a web link to access the survey, it is right here in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, and it is counting.us. Okay, so now let's get started. So the first thing you will need to do is register an account by clicking right here in this blue register button. You'll click right here, fill out all this information, and then click submit registration. And then once you come back, you will fill out your username and your password, and then we can go ahead and click login. So then it brings us to this screen right here, and we need to choose count. Then right in the middle of your screen will have no counts available. So then we'll have to join a new count. But because I already joined counts previously, my accounts are right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on join new count just to show y'all. And here we're going to type in the setup key. And for this year's pit count, it is Texas 2019. And then we can hit join count. And then you'll get a nice little message that says you are now counting for the Texas Balanced Estate 2019 pit count. Okay, so now let's go ahead and click on get started. For this video, I'm going to go ahead and go over how to use the HUD Pit Observation Tally survey option. So this is the survey that requires no direct interaction and is used mostly as a head count. So some reasons why you would conduct an observation tally survey is when the person is sleeping, they refuse to take the survey, or you do not feel comfortable approaching the participant. So for example, if you see a large group of individuals at night who you believe are experiencing homelessness, but you don't feel safe approaching them, this would be the survey you would use to collect demographic info from a safe distance. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on HUD Pit Observation, and then we get this question, individual or household. So individual is just for one single person, and household is for two or more people who live together. For example, a mother and a daughter, or a boyfriend and a girlfriend. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on household. And just so you know, if you do choose this option, you will be asked to record the total number of adults and children that are in that household. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 2, let's say for a mother and a daughter. So I'm going to click OK. And now I'm brought to this GIS location screen. So here you can allow your device to access your location, and by doing that, it will pinpoint your exact location that you are at this moment. Or if you don't want your device to access your location, you can always enter the address manually by clicking enter address in the bottom middle of the screen. So if you want to go ahead and click on enter address, you just will enter the street address, the city, and the state, and then you'll go ahead and click submit. But because I allowed my device to access my location, I'm just going to go ahead and click next step. Now we're brought to the HUD Pit Observation Survey. And as you can see, it's a lot shorter and less dense than the other two surveys because it's based off simply what you're observing. So we understand that this information may not be 100% accurate, and that's okay. We just want everyone to do their best on answering these questions. And I also just want to take this time to note this section right here in the upper left-hand corner, that because I selected households in the very beginning and typed in 2 for the total number of adults and children, this section now reads, you're on member 1 of 2. So then we can go ahead and go through the survey, fill out this any additional notes section if you would like to add anything, click submit survey if you have internet access, or save it as a draft. So I'm going to go ahead and save it as a draft. And now I'm brought to member 2 of 2. So now we can go ahead and fill out all this information for member number 2, submit the survey, or save it as a draft. So I'm just going to go ahead and save it as a draft. So now I'm just going to go over the HUD Pit observation for an individual. So click on individual. I'm brought to this GIS location screen. You can either allow your device to access your location, or you can enter the address. So I'm just going to go ahead and click next step. And then I'm brought to the HUD Pit observation survey once again. And here we can tell that we didn't click household because we have no little note section telling us what member we're on. So now I can just once again go through this information that I'm observing, enter any additional notes, submit the survey if you have internet access, or save it as a draft. So I'm going to go ahead and save this one as a draft. And now we can see in the bottom middle of my screen that I have conducted 3 surveys, and I have saved them all as draft because there's this red little number 3 right here. And if you do want to submit those at any time, you can go ahead and click on drafts, click on the survey, click open draft, scroll to the bottom, and then you would click submit survey. However, if you do have multiple surveys saved here, you would have to go through and submit each of these individually. So once you are done collecting your observation surveys, you just need to make sure you have all your saved drafts submitted by 11:59 on 1/24/2019. And you will know you have submitted them all because you will no longer see a little red number in the bottom middle of your screen. Thank you for watching, and now you know how to conduct a HUD PIT observation survey.